Have you ever been in this situation where you have been studying day in and day out and just got a decent grade, whereas your friend who barely studies at all managed to top the class? It must feel really frustrating for your hard work did not pay off. But the problem here isn't that your hard work isn't paying off. It is the fact that you are working hard in the wrong realm of learning. Have you ever taken a moment to stop and think about how that friend who barely studies manages to top the class every single time? Have you ever thought of how that person actually studies? Have you thought whether you could do the same? As someone who rose the ranks myself and have trained students to do the exact same, I have worked around doing some trial and error to figure out what works and what doesn't. Safe to say that I have the exact blueprint you require to succeed academically. I am breaking down the tricks of the trade into 3 simple, actionable steps that you can apply literally from right now. So, let's get going. As I said, this is a 3-step simple guide to achieve academic success. The first step is to study less but study enough. Quality matters. When you're going through tons and tons of information, you need to understand what needs to go in. This is the most applicable when you are in a class studying something new. Suppose you're studying the concept of force. Have you ever asked yourself, why are you studying that? What is the use of studying force? Have you ever asked yourself what would happen if on a body there was some force that was being applied and then suddenly you reduce the amount of force? Have you ever wondered what happens when you interchange speed and velocity? Have you ever wondered the importance of the difference between speed and velocity? Take a moment, pause this video to think about it. Doesn't this change the entire understanding of that concept for you? Don't you think you'll remember this much better now? This is exactly my point. You don't need to take hours and hours to sit and study some topics, ask the questions why and how, and guess what? You have developed a stronger, much deeper understanding of those concepts. Before I go on to the next 2 points, so far if you agree with me, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell and show your support to the channel. On to point 2. The next step is to get concept clarity. This is the most applicable for your first round of revision. When you revisit a concept, you are bound to not remember every single thing. Ask more questions. The human brain understands things by linking these things to other things it already knows, by creating a web, a schema. When you're studying force, ask yourself, what happens if I push a wall? Why doesn't it move? But if I shoot a bullet at the wall, it penetrates. Why don't my punches penetrate? Have you ever asked these questions? Even though they're stupid, they build a good understanding of your concepts. When you do your first round of revision, take these stupid questions, how much ever you might feel like they're not worth it. Take those questions, build upon them, take other important questions as well. Build upon them and either teach a class or solve those questions, find answers. That way, after building a deeper concept clarity, you solidify it. This is something that takes time and requires a know-how of your learning styles. This is best curated in a one-on-one mentoring session that I conduct for students from grades 9th to 12th from anywhere in the world. I am providing all of you a free 30-minute session with me wherein we are going to do this exact same thing, figure out your learning style and figure out how you're supposed to study. To register for it, there's a link in the description down below. Make sure you make the most of it. Now, on to point 3. The final step is to actively recall and challenge your understanding. This is the most applicable to your second round of revision right before an exam. The skill here is to bring information to the tip of your tongue. Think of applications. How do you think force would change if I change the velocity with which the object moves? What if I change the mass of the object? What if I put some external force? Take into account all possible applications of your concept and try and recall them without referring to any material. That is how you actively recall. My suggestion for this would be to solve questions from either a test paper or an exercise book wherein these questions are pertaining towards your exam. That way you'll make sure you have covered all possible applications of that concept. Now mind you, even though I've been using physics examples throughout this entire video, this is applicable for each and every single subject. So that was it for today. The 3-step simple guide. Firstly, study enough. Secondly, get concept clarity. And thirdly, actively recall. These 3 simple steps will get you to actually waste less time and get more results. If you like this video, as I mentioned earlier, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and follow for more tips. Also hit the notification bell to be notified of every single video I put out, be it short form or long form. And as I mentioned earlier, a free 30-minute one-on-one mentoring session is available for you. Link is in the description down below. Make the most of it. That's it for today. Thank you and happy learning.